What's up, everyone? As you can see here, we got some tacos right here. So I got some Carnitas, Carne Asada, and Tripas tacos. So yeah, let's get into it. Got some sauce right here. So lately, I've actually been binge watching Hunter x Hunter, and definitely in the future, I will be reviewing most of the episodes and probably the rest of the series for the 2011 revamp of the anime. And I'm really pleasantly surprised that this. I really like Hunter x Hunter. It's a little different from other shonens in my opinion, because I'm in the part where of phase 3 of Hunter x Hunter. I watched like a lot of episodes as of recently, but there's like a psychological aspect that the writer of Hunter x Hunter implements into the anime, which I really like. It's a little different from your different other type of shonens, in my opinion. But yeah. So let's move on to today's topic about Hunter x Hunter episode 5. So Gon and Killua, they want to move up to the head of the group where Sato's and everyone else is up in the front, so they don't fall behind, right? In the Swindler Swamp. And Gon says to Leorio and Kurapika, toward like they're behind them, obviously. Say, guys, you want to move up and catch, to move up to the head of the group, but they're not like monsters like Killua and Gon, obviously. I said, don't worry about us. We'll be right up there with you. So you guys go ahead. So upon Gon and Kurapika moving to the head of the group, and all the examinees encounter these dangerous creatures within Swindler Swamp. So among them is the Noggin Tortoise, which is a creature that Kurapika and Leorio encounters. It's a huge tortoise, and it devours human beings like they're candy. And then there's also claymore mushrooms so once you step on them, they release some type of toxic spore, and I believe it kills you right away if you breathe in the toxins. And then there's also the hypnosis butterfly, as the name as the name says, like you can once the butterflies are in front of you and it gets you in a state of trance, it can knock you out right away. And then there's also the ruse raven. It was imitating Sato's human voice, and it leads some examinees off a cliff where they're met to their death with spikes. Then Gon and Killua actually get devoured by a frog, but luckily, if you remember, Killua asked Tompa for his juice, and he actually had one on him as well. So he cracked open the juice, and it's the laxatives kicked in and forced the frog to throw up Gon and Killua. So eventually, Leorio and Kurapika happen to see Hisoka in the distance, along with some other examinees. And I believe these examinees took the Hunter exam last year as well, but they have like a thing against Hisoka, saying that he's not fit to be a hunter, and he's a dangerous individual, obviously. So they pick a fight with him, but Hisoka is a very dangerous dude. You wouldn't want to mess with him, and he kills some like swatting flies. It was that easy for him to kill everyone. And after he's done with these other examinees, he approaches Leorio and Kurapika, and they're afraid, right? They already know they're outclassed in terms of combat ability compared to Hisoka. So Kurapika says to Leorio, we should just split two directions opposite ways, so he wouldn't, uh, he wouldn't have to. He can't chase both of us, obviously. So they do that, but Leorio, he's kind of he has a little ego. He comes back and tries to fight Hisoka. And Hisoka beats up Leorio quite badly. And oh, before I forgot to mention, after Gon and Klua escaped from the frog, Gon, I believe he had a sense of danger that was behind him. Obviously, he didn't. I think he knew probably. Oh, I'm not sure if he knew Leorio and Kurapika were back there, but he sensed danger. And luckily, Gon came back right before I believe Hisoka would have finished Leorio off, and he surprised attacked him and hit him with his fishing pole. But that was like when Gon. That was the only hit Gon was managed to get on Hisoka since it was a surprise attack. But obviously, since Hisoka was aware of Gon's presence at this time, Gon never laid another hit on him. He, pretty much outclassed him in terms of combat ability, and Hisoka used his magician's tricks. Right, he used illusions, and every attack that Gon did, he was one step ahead of him. Like like every attack, he always had like a counter move, like in chess, if you think about it. And Hisoka finally got Gon by his throat. He was choking him, and Hisoka, definitely he'll probably play a very vital villain, prominent villain later in the series of Hunter x Hunter. And yeah, he's cuckoo in the head. As he was choking Gon, he said, "I like your facial expression." So this guy's scary, man. But eventually, I don't know why. I guess Hisoka decided to spare Leorio and Gon's life, and then later on, Kurapika's probably he's in the distance. He didn't want to fight Hisoka because he probably would know his dark fate if he did. And so Gon and Kurapika meet up afterwards and try to head back towards the rest of the group. Oh, and then Hisoka actually carried Leorio unconscious for some unknown reason. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I know my voice might sound a little weird, but my body is horrible when it comes to like allergies. I think the allergies are kicking in. The pollens are out. Probably have to take some medicine just in case. And I'm blowing my nose like left and right. Okay. Oh yeah, so I forgot to mention. Okay, before Hisoka left with Leorio, he said to Gon, he said he played the role of an examiner, which obviously Hisoka isn't an examiner, but he said you guys have passed the test, you guys got my approval, and then he walks away with Leorio's body as well. So actually, it's also revealed that Hisoka, I believe he's working with someone else in this hunter exam as well. So he actually had a walkie-talkie with him, and he picked it up. And the individual on the walkie-talkie said, "Hisoka, where are you at? We're almost at phase 2 already. Pick up the pace and get here safely." So that's why Hisoka left as well. Excuse me. And then, yes, and then Kurapika and Gon, meet up with each other, and Gon has like this crazy innate sense of smell, and he can track Leorio's cologne, so that's how they catch up with everyone else to phase 2 of this test. So actually, Kurapika thinks that Hisoka may have spared Leorio and Hisoka's life due to maybe seeing potential in them as hunters in the future. So, but Gon explained that while he was fighting Hisoka, even though he got that surprise attack on him, he was managed to only land one hit, right? He was very excited but very scared at the same time. He at this point in time he knows he's completely outclassed, by Hisokan combat ability, and even if he tried to run away, there was nothing he can do um, to avoid Hisoka in that sense. But he didn't take it too badly. So I mean, he probably learned from experience not to mess with Hisoka anytime soon in the future until he gets stronger, and he's learning, he's experiencing new things along his journey in the hunter exam and life in general for him. So the episode wraps up around here, and the narrator fills us in that there are about 148 remaining participants in the hunter exam. So I believe in the next part, next episode, I think this is when they're starting phase 2. So, beside talking about the topic of Hunter x Hunter, I actually heard that the author is coming back and continue with the manga. So in the past, I did some research that the creator of Hunter x Hunter he is taking breaks in the past and put the manga on a hiatus. I believe he had some health issues like back problems, and I know he has some other issues as well. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, he took a hiatus before, and then as of recently, I think he took one as well. But definitely, get health comes first, obviously, and fans want to bash on these creators, but the life of a mangaka, if that's the right term, of people who create manga, it's very tough, right? They don't really their whole life is based on manga when they're writing a very popular series for that matter. Particularly if it's like a series that releases every week, that's super tough. And while you're creating an anime at the same time, yeah, it's really crazy. And then also, speaking of another great series as well, I really like the first season of Fire Force, which the same creator from Soul Eater. I'm a really big fan of his. I'm not sure if it's a he or she, but I'm really big fan of this creator. And the creator said that Fire Force will be their last series, and they won't be creating any manga in the future, for that matter. And he created great. I really like Soul Eater. It was a great series, and coming out, I think Fire Force is a great series as well. So having 2 great series is tough enough. And if you remember, I believe the creator of Naruto, he had after Naruto, he started another series. I think it's like Samurai 8. Never got into it, but unfortunately, that series also got axed as well. So even though, obviously, as a creator of one great series, it's not even guaranteed that the next series that you make will be very popular as well. And even your own series could get axed. So making 2 great series back to back, for at least in my opinion, the creator of Soul Eater and Fire Force, is a great accomplishment. And he says he's going to retire. I'm not sure he or she, but if the creator's retiring, worked hard the whole life, and yeah, sometimes you just want to move on to do more things in your life besides just manga or whatever you're doing in life. So even at this point in time, you may be doing one thing, but in the future, your goals may change as a result, right? So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope everyone's doing well out there. All right, peace.